The program presented or submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNNY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNNY 91.1 FM and its affiliates. Welcome to the Daily Buzz again. It is Tuesday. My name is Sidney Young. I am your host, along with Tressa McLean.
What's up, guys? Good morning.
Tressa McLean. You can find us on the DailyBuzzRadioshow.com. Remember, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, Instagram. Where else are we at, Tressa?
We're on Twitter. We're also on the Boss Radio.
The Boss Radio? RadioTheBoss.com.
Yes.
RadioTheBoss.com. So find us on any one of those outlets. Hey, Tressa has a few announcements before we start. Tressa, what you announcing, girl?
All right. So just as yesterday, this Friday and Saturday, we're going to have a canned food drive here at the radio station. Our address is 210 Grogan's Mill in the Woodlands. And we are collecting food to give to the Boys and Girls Country Shelter for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
So come help out.
That's pretty cool. And guess what today is? Today is not just any normal Tuesday. Right?
No,
today is voting day. So you got to get out and vote.
The last day to vote.
The last day to vote. That's correct.
The last day to vote.
And so you got to get out and vote today. You just got to do it. Today's the day. Hello, Dina Torres. Thanks for saying hi to us. So if you're on Facebook Live and you put a little message, we're going to say your name. How about that? Right, Tressa?
That's right.
See?
Hi,
Dina. Man, we got an interesting show today. We have David Stokely, we have Valerie Hurst. We got some really cool stuff planned for today. And we're going to keep it exciting because that's what we do. We keep life exciting here 5 days a week. You can join us every day from
12 to 12:30 p.m.
It took a lot for her to spit that out, I can tell.
Monday through Friday, don't forget, we are here 12 to 12:30 p.m.
That's I'm sorry, Tressa. I've been bragging on Tressa all morning. I got to quit that before she gets upset. I apologize.
Hey, you know what? I had my coffee today, so I think we're good.
Okay.
I think
Yesterday she
we're
didn't have
good.
her coffee. That was not a good
yesterday
day,
was a
man. I
rough
saw
day.
Tressa without coffee. Woo! Not a good day. Okay. Hey, guess who's here today, Tressa?
I heard that we have a very, very special guest.
The one and only David Stokely.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
David, man.
Yeah.
I've seen you on social media. I've seen you in life. Tressa, what do you think about this man?
I've gotten to read up a lot on this man, and just having him here in the studio today, I'm pretty excited to learn some more, to let the people know about you and your program that you have. It sounds really awesome.
David, man, tell the people who you are, man. Talk to us, brother.
So I'm David Stokely. I'm the founder of an organization, a 501c3 here in Houston called Rectified Incorporated. The reason why Rectified is because the word rectify means to make things right. And if you agree with me, there's a lot of things wrong in the world, and I'm trying to play my part in making things right where I can.
Amen, brother. Now, how does Rectify go about doing that?
Okay, so what we do, we have a focus on, so the overall vision is community development. And we started out because you can't begin attacking all things, even though there's so many. So we started out working with at-risk youth because it's easier to train up a child than it is to change an adult.
Repeat that? It's easier to what?
It's easier to train up a child than it is to change an adult.
Okay, so how do you go about doing that, Dave?
Okay, so
you look like a man knows what he's talking about. How you do that,
so
man?
What we do is we have a curriculum that we use called T3, which stands for Thinking Things Through, helping kids see the end result of a decision before they have to travel down that path. I come from experience, having done 10 years in prison, growing up with a single mother, 17 years old, no father in the house. I grew up in South Houston, if you're familiar with the Telephone Road area and things like that. You're an HPD officer, so you're very familiar with it. X. So I do not work with the police, but
he's not a rat.
I grew up in that area, and so surrounded by me was pimping, prostitution, crack, drug dealing, and so being one of the few white kids in my neighborhood, you know, I just became what they call a product of my environment by choice. You know, there are options because I've had friends that grew up in the same similar type environment and they made better choices, became Houston firefighters, and you know, and things like that. So
Wow.
That's what we do, man. Is we use our life's experiences. I use men and women who come from those types of backgrounds to go in and pour into the kids because it's authentic. You know, instead of somebody coming in like you per se, and I'm not picking on you, but you come in,
brother.
you go talk to the kids. They're gonna be like, this dude don't know where I come from. He don't know where I go. When that bell rings, all this stuff that you're telling me is all fine and dandy. But when that bell rings at 3:15 or whatever time it rings nowadays, you know, when that bell rings, guess what? The reality of my life is about to hit me. You know, and so what
you're protected in school, but when that bell rings, you got to step out in your world.
Yeah,
no
and
matter
so
where it is.
we come in there with authentic testimonies, but also with a game plan of look. You know, it's not just that cliche, hey, if God did it for me, he can do it for you. It's like, no, like, here are the steps. Here's how you can do it. And we want to walk with you. We want to help you through that.
You have an action plan.
Yes.
Cool. Trust, what you think about an action plan?
Well,
my Northside voice came out. Sorry.
Honestly, so I was looking on your website, and we talked a little bit about your website not being 100% complete, which is perfectly fine. But I looked into your T3 program, and not only are you working with these kids, but you're working with them on their attitude, ambition, responsibility, honesty, humility, conflict, inspiration, patience. I think that is totally awesome. With your T3 program, what other schools, what are all the schools that you worked with so far?
So we've been in A-Leave, we've been in Aldine, Worthing, Wheatley, and have a meeting today with the pastor of Fellowship Houston. He and I are going to Pasadena Memorial today. We have a meeting at 6 o'clock. And so we're working in there. We also have our program in the Today's Harper for Children, which children were removed from their parents due to their parents committing crimes, selling drugs, whatever it was. And so there's about 85 kids there. And so these kids have already been experiencing that type of lifestyle. So we brought our program there so that we can kind of help undo some of the things they've already been acclimated to.
And how long has this program been in existence?
We've been a 501c3 for about 1.5 years. I've been doing it before that about 6 months. So about 2 years we've been doing the program. And then before I launched my own organization, I was a missions coordinator for an organization.
Brother Dave, tell me about some of your success stories, man. Talk to me.
So one of the most recent, we just came back from New Jersey. So like you, follow me on social media and things like that. Some friends of mine.
I'm stalking you, brother.
Yeah. So you're one of the more better looking ones that do stalk me.
Thank you, brother. Lunch on me.
Oh God, his head is.
So one of the guys, man, he follows me. It's funny. He actually works for the sheriff's department out there in Millville, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So Millville is only 4% safer than the rest of the U.S. cities. Okay, now this is a smaller town, so think about that. So not only is it small, so there's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
You would think like Chicago, Houston, something like that, but it's only 4% safer than the rest of the U.S.
That makes
cities.
no sense to me.
Wow.
So he said, hey, man, how can we get your program out here? So I said, all right. So myself, a pastor friend of mine who's all tatted up, he's, you know, lived the street life, but he's a pastor, and a Christian hip-hop artist friend of mine who comes from the gang life and everything like that. We flew out there on our own dime. They put us up in our room, though, man, and fed as well while we were there. And I went out there to talk to them about what community development looks like. So we work with two mayors, the mayor of Millville and the mayor of Vineland, and just help them understand what community development looks like. And the importance of, as you're working with the kids, to try to work with the adults as well, so that you're building up both ends. And because we were able to work with city officials and things like that, man, they've already have a lot of momentum right now moving.
When you talk about development, what specifically does that entail?
So you got to reach the people. You have to equip and empower the people. All right, so you can go in there, you can build parks, you can put up new buildings, you can do that all day, but if you haven't effectively reached the people and got the people thinking differently, right, and believing in themselves, you haven't equipped them and empowered them, right, then all the stuff that you built, the beautification process that takes place in all these communities, lower income communities, guess what? As soon as it's built, it's going to have graffiti on it. You can go pick up trash all day. Guess what? The next week, there's going to be trash right where you just picked it up at. Why? Because the mindset of the people, the heart of the people. And it's not that the people are bad. You got to know better to do better.
You know, that makes sense, because, you know, I grew up in a different time zone than you young lady and all. My mama had a development program, too, called a belt. And she developed me through that belt. This is a different type style program than that, obviously. You guys have You take. Have you ever had a student or a person that's gone through your program come and say, "Hey, this really changed my life this way"?
Yeah. So we actually. So I'm on part of a team that's not a part of the organization, but I'm a part of this team that goes to the courts on behalf of kids that have gotten in trouble. And instead of getting them locked up, some of them have already been on probation. They violated, and we're trying to get them a second or third chance.
Wow.
And so we go, and so one of the young men, he's from Sunnyside actually, and I should have sent that picture instead, one of them. But he's from Sunnyside, and he was already on probation, felony probation for robbery. He violated with theft of a motor vehicle and a burglary.
He borrowed a car.
He did. Yeah. And so he needed to get to school.
Come on, priorities.
Yeah, so education. So anyway, so he did that and then violated, and we went to court. We went to court on his behalf and got him reinstated.
Yeah.
On the agreement that he would come through our program. And our program consists of, they touch bases with Rectified, they touch bases with the other programs as well. So we kind of put.
How long is that program?
So between us, it was about a year for him.
A year?
It was about a year for him. So now he graduated high school and he's in college.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, and how old is he?
About to be 20 now.
And he was getting ready to be thrown into the system and lost.
Yeah.
And now he's in college. Graduate high school and college.
Yes, sir. And that's just one. So
I bet he got your cell phone number too, don't he?
Yes, sir, he does. I should have brought some letters in here. So one of the letters, we just did a thing at the harbor with the kids, with the teenage boys. And what we did is I told them, I said, look, I want you to write down 4 things on what you can be hopeful for. Because their situation is they've been removed from families. They're here in this group home around other kids that are going through similar things, right? And so I said, write down 4 things that you're hopeful for. One of the things he said, one of the little boys, he said, First, he said he hoped to be the first billionaire in his family. You know, I hope that too, right? But when you got down to it, he got to the heart of it, and he said, "I hope to be a better father than my father was to me and my brother and sister."
Wow.
Brother, you're doing something special. How do people find out more about your program?
So you can go to our website, which is Rectified Incorporated.
Spell Rectified.
Yeah, so it's spelled WREKTIFIEDINC.com. And the reason why it's spelled that way is because the cross, for me personally, even though we are not a Christian organization, we're a faith inclusive. We welcome everybody. All I ask is that whatever your faith is, bring the best of that to the table if you want to work together.
Now, what if we meet the one family out there that does not own a computer? How do they get a hold of you?
So you can call me, 346-803-0480. And that's the number right there.
Damn. David Stokely is a unique inspiration. Guess what we're going to do, man?
What?
We're going to get you back on this show.
Okay.
You're an inspiration, man. You brighten the world because of your presence. And we like that.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Man.
And I really love not only the second chances that you're giving people, but the third and fourth chances.
That don't happen in the real world.
That's amazing right in itself, because not a lot of people have that heart. You've got to have a great heart for that.
You know, and you sort of talked about it. Another thing, I'm sure you've had some people you've done this for and they let you down too. But you know that happens. You know
that happens. You know, not everybody's perfect. So, I am a Christian, so the word tells us to be long suffering. I needed a second, third, and fourth chance.
Long and suffering. See, you put up with me all day long.
And can I just say a statistic? Is that okay with you?
We're running out of time. But go ahead.
All right. So a low-income child has a 9% chance of graduating from college.
Cool.
So if you can reach the adult and help them better themselves, help them understand how to interview for jobs, how to get better jobs, and things like that, then that helps eliminate a lot of that.
David Stokely, Rectified.com. Rectified.com. Give up the phone number?
Yes.
Rectified
346-803-0480.
All right, DailyBuzzRadioShow.com. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away. We'll be back with Valerie Hurst.
Estamos transmitiendo en vivo desde The Woodlands, Texas, al mundo. Esto es KNLY 91.1, La Jefa.
Mi nombre es Jay Stiedelberg. Soy graduado de la Academia Naval de los Estados Unidos, gerente de proyectos certificados y soy el candidato demócrata para juez del condado de Montgomery. Si tú crees que nuestra prioridad debería incluir prevención de inundaciones, infraestructura y mejoras de movilidad en nuestro condado, entonces tienes una oportunidad este próximo 6 de noviembre de elegir a los líderes que representarán tu comunidad. Soy Jay Stiedelberg y apruebo este mensaje.
Orgulloso patrocinador de KNLI 91.1 FM.
You're listening to KNLY New Waverly, Texas, 91.1 FM The Boss, La Jefa.
El Partido Demócrata del Condado de Montgomery es un partido el cual lucha por la justicia, una reforma migratoria justa y humana, por el derecho al voto, trabajo igualitario, defendemos los derechos para todos y luchamos por escuelas más seguras. Por eso, con nosotros, tu voz cuenta. Vote a favor de los candidatos demócratas este 6 de noviembre en su centro de votación asignado. Vote temprano desde el 22 de octubre al 2 de noviembre. Para más información visite www.mcdptx.org o al número 936-242-3367. Este mensaje fue pagado y patrocinado por el Partido Demócrata del Condado de Montgomery, Texas.
Orgulloso patrocinador de KNLI 91.1 FM.
Need any vehicle wrap with high-resolution graphics, logos, or lettering? Bayou Graphics. Get your vehicle wrap done right and with great prices. We can wrap your car, your truck, your trailer, fleet wrap, van, SUV, Sprinter, and more. We offer all sizes, full color, large format printing via flatbed print. Call Bayou Graphics, 6716 North Sam Houston Parkway West, Houston, Texas, 77064, or call us 832-912-8200. This message sponsored by KNLY 91.1 FM. KNLY 91.1 FM The Boss invites you to the early voting starting October 22nd. Choose wisely and elect a candidate that will represent your community. Your vote is your voice. More information at www.votetexas.gov.
You're listening to KNLY New Waverly, Texas, 91.1 FM The Boss, La Jefa.
Escuchas KNLY. KNLY. La Jefa 91.1 FM. Estamos transmitiendo en vivo desde The Woodlands, Texas, al mundo. Esto es KNLY 91.1. La Jefa.
Welcome back to the Daily Buzz Radio Show. My name is Sidney Young. I am your host, along with Tressa McLean.
Hi, guys. Welcome back.
We have, Tressa, a very interesting person in the studio. We have the Valerie Hurst with the Valerie Hurst Show. Valerie Hurst!
Hey, Sidney.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Tressa was asking me, what is the Valerie Hurst Show about? I said, let's ask Valerie Hurst. What's your show about?
It is about people's stories.
Cool.
People's stories, local Houstonians, Houston and surrounding area. And, really just about the stories of people who have gone through different things in life and have come out the other side of it and have just this really powerful story to share with the world.
How do you find these people? Or do they find you?
Kind of both.
Really?
I'm always on the lookout for a good story. And
Tressa's a good story.
Yes. Well, Tressa,
I'm an interesting story. I'm an interesting
So you
story.
replace the word good with interesting. I
Yeah.
like that. Okay. No, but how do people find you, or how do you find your guest?
Well, social media. I mean, as you know, social media is a great
That's how we
tool.
found you.
Yeah, it's a great tool. And just, searching online sometimes. And then sometimes I'll post a link from my website on social media to let people know if you'd like to send in your story, you can click on the link and just, submit your
sort of
story.
screen the stories, determine who you're going to put on?
Yes.
Cool.
I
And now, talk to me. You're on radio, you're on TV, social media. What TV channel are you on?
KVQT 21 Houston.
21, okay.
KVQT 21 Houston.
And how long you been on that show?
Well, we did a series of pilots in 2017, and so we actually are relaunching the second season. We start filming tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
So by the end of the month, we will have a release date on time and day, And
So you're in season 2.
We're in season 2.
You know, like when they go to ABC, if they make it past the first, I don't know, so without getting canceled, they're good for like 8 years. You made it past there. Man, they got a contract. They get a limo pick you up and all that.
Not yet.
Oh,
I'm waiting on my limo.
Not yet.
I'm waiting on my limo.
You know, and now every time a guest comes on the show that's really popular and everything else, Tressie gets free eyelashes. She tries to get. What do you want to be on? You want to be on the show? Is that what you're trying to do?
I would love to be on your show. I don't know how well I would do, but I would love to be on your show.
I'm sure you would do well.
I have some stories for you.
We'll have to talk.
Especially with this guy.
I'm sure you probably have a few with Sydney.
We have quite a few stories already. All positive things, though.
I'm
All
sure,
good things.
yes.
Now, the Valerie Hurst show comes on at what time?
Well, we don't have a time yet.
Okay.
But more than likely around 3 or 4.
In the afternoon?
In the afternoon.
Not a.m.?
No, no.
Just making sure.
Right, yeah. No a.m.
I got a
for me.
heck of a record, or a TV deal. It comes on at 3:15 every morning. Okay.
No, that's not my kind of prime time.
There you go. That's right.
I'm sleeping good.
Now, you
at that
also
time.
have other things going on besides the radio show. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, Sparrow Media is a multimedia company that really launched simultaneously with the TV show, and actually this year. So what we do is we help people with their brand persona, really identifying what that is. Because when I learned this for myself with my own brand, I used to coach women, business women, and so it evolved into this multimedia company. And so what I learned that was a real game changer for my brand a few years ago is identifying exactly what my brand persona is. Once I identified that, it really changed things for me online and on social media.
Okay, what was your brand persona?
Well, I can't give away all my secret sauce, but you know, it was just through a series of questions. I'll ask the client, and we figure that out. And once we determine what their brand persona is, it really takes away all the questions, because you'll know exactly who you're speaking to online and get a clear idea of what your message is.
So you mean like a personality trait, or what type of trait is business trait, personality, combination? What would it be?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a personality trait. And, you know, sometimes, well, not sometimes, but a lot of times I see, you know, I can just tell by looking at someone's website or their social media that they do need some help with, you know, getting clarity around their message.
Don't we? Just being honest.
We need help or you need help.
All right.
There's a difference there, okay?
Call 911.
Don't
You know, 91.1 FM, the boss. We like that. It sort of matches. You know, when me and you first talked, which is just roughly about a week ago, we talked about using you for some of the things. You were trying to promote the show, get the word out, get people to know about our show and everything else. So first thing Valerie said, let's do some professional photos, because she basically told me I was not photogenic. So I agree with her. So we went out yesterday and did the photos. They were really awesome. She was very professional. Now, we learned not to do them in the morning anymore, because one of the half of this show is really not a good morning person. I'm a very good morning person. The other half's not. So next time we got to do it in the afternoon. But
I'm a very good morning person.
Okay, sure you are, Tressa.
I just didn't. I didn't have my coffee.
That's what it
okay,
was.
and when you don't have your coffee and you don't have it
Starting
at
to
a
sweat.
specific time, then your whole day is just out the window.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
Gotta have that
I
coffee.
agree with you, Tressa. Anyway, so we do afternoon shoots next time?
Yeah.
So Valerie, how did you get your start on the TV, to get your own TV show? How did you start?
Well, 5 years, about 5 years ago, I was looking for someone to film a promo for our nonprofit we have, which I started in 2008. And so I just happened to be running errands one day and caught the studio out of the corner of my eye, and I thought, oh, just felt a little nudge to go in there, you know. So went in there and talked to the director and just shared my mission and vision with him about our nonprofit organization, which is we want to eventually build a facility for young women who have been trafficked and sexually exploited.
Okay.
Which, you know, we want to take a portion of the proceeds from the Valerie Hurst show and go towards the nonprofit. So that's really
awesome.
mission driven all the time. Everything I do is really mission driven to build that facility one day.
No, that is awesome. Valerie, how do people contact you?
Well, they can go to my website, which is either they can go to Sparrow Media, which is sparrowmedia.tv.
How do you spell Sparrow?
Sparrow, like the bird.
SPARROW
Right.
media.com.
Right.
Okay.
And then also they can go to ValerieHurst.tv.
ValerieHurst.tv, the Valerie Hurst with the Valerie Hurst Show. We would love to have you back on here to talk more about your Valerie Hurst Show. You get some series going. We're going to talk about that and some of the events that take place in your show. So stay tuned with us because we're going to talk more about Valerie Hurst Show in the future. We'll have you back on as another guest. We're getting ready to take us a break here in a second. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what's coming up the rest of this week because we got a pretty exciting week, don't we? We talked. One of our guests this morning came to see us, JJ Medina, incredible man, very, very thoughtful in what he came in today. We appreciate that. Don't go away. We'll be back in
2 minutes.
There you go.
KNLY 91.1 FM The Boss invites you to the early voting starting October 22nd. Choose wisely and elect a candidate that will represent your community. Your vote is your voice. More information at www.votetexas.gov.
El verdadero sabor del taco, estilo Sinaloa, con carne jugosa, ricas salsas y tortillas hechas a mano. Pronto en el norte de Houston, Bandido Taco.
Patrocinador de la Jefa 91.1 FM.
El Partido Demócrata del Condado de Montgomery es un partido el cual lucha por la justicia, una reforma migratoria justa y humana, por el derecho al voto, trabajo igualitario, defendemos los derechos para todos y luchamos por escuelas más seguras. Por eso, con nosotros, tu voz cuenta. Vote a favor de los candidatos demócratas este 6 de noviembre en su centro de votación asignado. Vote temprano desde el 22 de octubre al 2 de noviembre. Para más información visite www.mcdptx.org o al número 936-242-3367. Este mensaje fue pagado y patrocinado por el Partido Demócrata del Condado de Montgomery, Texas.
Orgulloso patrocinador de KNLI 91.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Daily Buzz Radio Show. My name's Sidney Young. I am your host, along with Tressa McLean. Tressa, we got an exciting show the rest of the week. We have JJ Medina. We have Christina Maribel. Who else we got?
We've got Ray Etheridge coming in. He used to play for the Chargers. We also have, we're going to have Bert Martinez again this Friday.
He's our entertainment reporter?
Yes. So we've got a couple of interesting people coming in this week. We also, going to run this by you guys one more time. We have the canned food drive happening this Friday and Saturday here at the Studios parking lot. The address is 10210 Grogan's Mill in the Woodlands. The Oak Ridge football team is going to be here to collect some food, and all the food is going to be donated to the Boys and Girls Country Shelter.
I'm going to hide in my office. I don't want nobody attacking me. Hey, welcome back to Daily Buzz Radio Show. We're on every Monday through Friday, 12 to 12:30 for right now. Eventually the show will move to an hour. For right now, you can put up with 30 minutes of me and Tressa. You're doing good. Tune in tomorrow. We got an exciting show the rest of the week. We will see you very shortly.
And don't forget to
vote.
Today is the last day to vote. Go vote.
Adios. Mañana.